Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Sensei Kevlar, and I'm here to just stare at some charts for a while because what I have found is that when I was learning from my mentor, the first thing that my mentor did was stop me from trading, and he made me profitable on paper. And the way that he did that is he showed me what he did over and over and over again, and he made me do that over and over and over again until I knew that I would be profitable when I was doing that. And it wasn't until I could I could show that I was profitable on paper that he allowed me to trade. And that was how I became a profitable trader. So what I'm looking at here is actually a coin that earlier in the day, or was it yesterday? I think it was early. It was actually this morning, if I'm not mistaken. What a fantastic day it's been. Earlier in the day, I had said, what did I say? I haven't even turned it green yet. I need to move it on down. Fill with green. See, look at this. We're just knocking them out. Time to add some more to this, huh? Obviously, we don't have enough here. Earlier in the day, I had said that Civic had a nice entry price at 119 here. No, I couldn't have been right. Yeah, it could have been right. Totally. Yeah. 119 or 19,000 Satoshis. The next buy-in was 845, and we were looking for. Yes, I'm only sending people this link to the boilerplate room. Those who have subscribed are supposed to be here. This is not for the general room. They can get it afterwards, but they don't get to ask questions and have the interaction with me. So anyway, I had said that 119,000 Satoshis, 119, Satoshis would be a great entry price because I was looking at this chart. And what I was seeing in this chart was I was seeing the buying pressure from the top lessening and lessening and lessening, where he's had 1, 2, 3 tests of a bottom here with increasing volume. Look at the volume go up and up and up, and we've got some nice solid volume across here. So what this is telling me is that this is a valid price. People like it at this price, and they'll keep on buying it at this price. Okay, which is what we're looking for. We're looking for the price to go up long term, and what we want is we want to be able to enter here. This was our entry, 119. I said right here. Here's 119 right here. Okay, and so I'm just going to put the entry here. Right here. There's the entry right there at 119. Okay. And then what was my profit target on that one? Yeah, it's 114. So we're not quite there yet. We're still waiting for this. We can't quite validate this, that this actually went to where we want. We're still waiting for it to come up here. But we are definitely in the profitability zone. We have passed the maker-taker fees at this point, and we are into our profitability situation, which is good. So I really like this. I think this chart's probably done. Let's take a look at Bitcoin because USD, because this is a very interesting one, man. I'm telling you. You can see I've been marking this one up quite a bit. Let me just get rid of a few things here. Okay. Here we have literally the opposite scenario of what we just looked at. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 tests of a high. And if you notice that this candle is committing on not quite going above like the other ones were. This candle was able to go above. This candle was able to go above. We're getting a closing candle right here. If this is not, a really strong sell signal, then I don't know what is. Okay, it's one of two things. But here's what can happen. One of two things can happen: is that number one, it can go up. Number two, it could go down. Of course, number three, it could go sideways. We're not really that interested in when it goes sideways. If it goes up, fine, right? I think it's going to go down. So here's what I'm going to do: is I'm going to say that I'm going to sell one position right here. What's one position? 0.001 BTC. And where am I going to short it? Well, at this point, we've basically got a lot of room to run. How much room? If this trend line comes back down to here, we could potentially buy it back and do this one of these here. But I'm not sure I like that very much. This is a very, 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 very small window to trade. I don't like those types of windows. What I'm really looking for it to do is I'm really looking for it to break the trend line. Okay, so this is decision moment right here. That's coming up on the 2nd, 8 in the morning, decision time. So on the 2nd, we will know so much more. We will know if this trend line got broken. And if this trend line got broken, you know I'm going to start selling all through here, right? Because as the minute that happens, I'm going to take 2 positions and sell them, because we've got a really strong sell signal, and this is getting absolutely getting respected. This trend line right here is getting respected. Okay, so let's say I sold all of $10. It's almost 2 positions. It's a little bit more than 2 positions. Let's say I sold all of $10. Okay, and then it comes back down, all the way to here, all the way to 3,000. What a run, right? Buy them back. Okay, well, that's one way of doing it. I think a much better opportunity is where else could we expect the market to stop? Well, let's look at our resistance lines. Right here, right here, right here. Okay, so if we saw it come down to here and we saw volume come in, do you think we could probably buy back a half a position that we sold up here? Yeah, of course we could, right? And then if it comes back up, we just sell it again. Where do we sell it? Right where it touches the trend line. And then can we expect it to come back down again and buy back a half a position right here? Yeah, come back up and sell it again. Come down, keep doing this all day long, okay? What happens if we miss, though? Well, it's only $10, right? It's only $10 that, and we can actually just wait for it to keep coming down before we buy back in. It's not until we actually buy back in on our whole position here, and then the whole market keeps coming down. That's when we lost out on the opportunity. So this is an opportunity that you really do need to think through a little bit more. One position probably isn't the right move for this. But do we really want to not be able to take advantage of this big run up if it really does happen? Well, no, that's clearly not the case. So what can we do? Well, let's think about this for a second. What if we were to just sell half our Bitcoins to dollars? Okay, half of them. We've got 50% in BTC and 50% in dollars. Well, one opportunity is when it comes down a little bit, we could buy. And then if it goes up, we could sell that again. But if it goes down more, we could buy a little more. And if it comes down more, we could buy a little more. And if it comes down more, we could buy a little more. Okay? And am I talking about buying back the 50%? No, I'm not. I'm talking about we go out to 50% and then we deal in one position. Why? Because one position is easy to understand. It's easy to do the math on. It's easy to type in here, one position. That's what we're going to work on. And what we're doing is we're building this muscle memory of making these trades profitable over and over again, right? So we start out at 50-50, and as the market starts to come down, we're targeting 60% Bitcoin, right? And as we come back up, well, we can sell any time that we're profitable. We're profitable any time because we sold here and we sold here and we sold here. So we can just keep buying. We can just keep buying and buying, back down here, and then wait for the market to move up again, right? It doesn't matter if the market keeps going down. Why? Because we can just keep on buying Bitcoin. We can go out to 62%, 65% Bitcoin, 68% Bitcoin, 70% Bitcoin, 72% Bitcoin. Well, we're at $0, okay? No, that's really what I'm talking about, right? Eventually, the market is going to turn around. And if the market turns around, the only thing that matters is that you're 50%, you're more than 50% Bitcoin, suddenly you're profiting. Well, how do you know that you're more than 50% Bitcoin? Because you bought every time it bounced and turned around. And then you sold it back when it actually came back up and turned around. So let's see what that really looks like in action, right? Let's just draw it out. Let's draw out what we think might happen here on this action, right? It could go down, and maybe it takes it real shit on us, right? Where could it come back up to at this point? If we bought a position here, well, it could come back up to here, right? And then what could it do after that? It could take another real dumperoo on us, right? Come back down to here. Okay. Or what are we going to do? We're going to buy a position here. Then what are we going to do? We're going to sell it when it comes back up to here, right? And then what are we going to do? We're going to sell and sold that position. We're going to buy it back down here, okay? It doesn't matter how many times we're right about this. If we're right about this leg and we're wrong about this leg, doesn't matter. Why? Because we're still got a ton of Bitcoin for this rise right here, which we can sell when we get to here. We can sell when we get to here, and we can buy when we get to here, and we can sell when we get to here. That's the strategy. Just do that all day long. That's how the ping pong trader is actually supposed to work. The problem is that people don't understand that. People don't understand positioning in the market. What I just said is about positioning versus position sizing. And it's a really important distinction. If you're not doing position sizing, if you're doing position sizing, you're probably not going to get, you're going to get yourself into trouble because you're not going to be able to double up. But if you're doing positioning, which is put yourself at 50% Bitcoin, sell half of your Bitcoin out to dollars, okay? Well, this is a really easy opportunity to take advantage of no matter how long it keeps going. You can just keep buying very, 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 very slowly, very, very, very slowly, very, very slowly, until it finally does turn around on you, at which point you're profitable, okay? Now, start selling it back out, start selling it back out, start buying it back, start selling it back out. This is absolutely a great strategy for a newbie to take, because if you have dollars like Bittrex or Bitfinex, they'll trade those other coins in dollars. So there's no reason to have to think that all of your money has to be in Bitcoin or all your money has to be in Ethereum. And that's the other thing. Hey, we could do this against Ethereum. I'm going to pull up an Ethereum chart just 1 minute here. We could do this against Ethereum. Instead of selling out to Bitcoin, let's go 50-50 on Ethereum, 50 on Bitcoin. Okay? Well, what happens when we come down here is we buy more Bitcoin back with Ethereum instead of dollars. Why? Because Ethereum and US dollars is correlated. Let's see that correlation. In fact, but instead of doing that, let's make the correlation here. Right? ETH USD. Okay. Now, I can't drag this chart around too much because these basically are on different scales. Okay. But what you can see is that when one market is going down, the other market's going down. And when one market is going up, the other market's going up. Going down, going up. Okay? Now, what's about to happen, I think, is we're about to get some divergence here. So if we get some divergence here, this might not work quite as well. But if Ethereum continues to remain a highly correlated market with Bitcoin, well, why not? We could just trade out to Ethereum and then trade back into Bitcoin. It's really easy to do. Okay? So let's pull up the Ethereum chart. So that was the plan on Bitcoin, short Bitcoin basically. But for God's sakes, when I say short Bitcoin, and I don't actually mean, go 50% on a short contract. That's not what I mean at all, right? What I mean is position yourself for a short so that you can start to buy back in very slowly and average your position in. Now, with Ethereum, we've been loving this for a minute now. This guy's been on a tear, but we really want to see the ETH BTC because I think this is a much more interesting chart. And let me get rid of this comparison here. Yeah, there we go. Last night I did a webinar in which I literally predicted that it was around here, and it was going to come up and touch this trend line and then come back down. Well, guess what it did? It came right up, touched the trend line, and look at what's happening. What the hell is this level right here? Can we find this level previously in history? Oh my God, sure we can. Right here, right here, right here, right here, right here. I don't know what to say except that clearly the market likes this price. Look at this trend line forming here. Very clearly it likes this price. Okay? This is remaining an entirely valid signal right here. This guy right here, this green, oh my God, I hope it does one of these, remains incredibly valid. I think that this is still very much poised to break out. And in the minute that this trend line gets disrespected, because it's been respected here and here and here, right? And I think this is a false trend. I think this is a false peak. This is a bear trap right here. Sorry, this is a bull trap right here. Is Ethereum's just going to keep going up? Get your money in, get your money in. Oh, crap, right? Well, if you weren't doing big position sizing, you wouldn't be saying, oh, crap. You'd be celebrating a price to buy back Ethereum cheaper and cheaper, okay? Does this work against the dollar? Of course it does. Okay, so 33% dollar, 33% Bitcoin, 33% Ethereum in your portfolio? Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense, right? Because it positions you correctly. Look at this right here. Look at that trend line. Huh. Beautiful. I love this coin so much, okay? But we are running up against an interesting situation with regards to the dollar in this one. And that's this right here. Is we do have another descending trend line that's not moving quite as fast, and it's this one right here. Okay, so we do have some narrowing buying action happening, and we definitely do have, not a lot more room to run on this chart, but a whole lot more room to run on this chart. Okay, so what this is telling us, we're going to need to see some divergence here on these markets. These markets have been highly correlated, and I think they're about to diverge. I think a Bitcoin is about to go down while Ethereum is about to go up. And that's going to be a trend reversal from what has previously been happening with Bitcoin going up when everything, when Ethereum is going up and vice versa. Let's take a look at Litecoin. LTC, we'll do BTC. Oh, yeah. This one's doing exactly what we could have predicted it would do, right? Look at this. Look at this trend line get respected on a massive volume spike, right? Shoof. I think the market really likes this new price a lot. So let's form the channel that new price can trade within. We'll just use, I'm not bringing in any other indicators because we haven't taught any other indicators. I'm just bringing in the most basic of indicators because these actually tell us the most about the market. And all the other indicators are just used to make sure that that's really the case, okay? Well, there's our trend right there. There's our channel that we can move within, okay? Is this a shorting opportunity? Yes, right? If you were holding Litecoin up until here, great, time to sell. If you are not holding Litecoin up until here, fine, time to wait, time to look for another opportunity and get the hell out. All right, somebody just tipped me off. Pay is starting to move. It sure is, man. Look at this. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Look at this. Look at this. Previously, we were going up. We smacked up against resistance. See the smack up against resistance? What did resistance become later? Every time. First time, right? So let's take a look at the opposite trend that we're following here. Okay. Look at this trend line get respected here. And then what happened is we chased that trend line all the way. I took this line to this line, and then I extended it into the future. And we chased this line to this line, extended into the future, all the way to the support line. And then what happened the minute that we smacked that support line hard? See if we can get the Williams indicator in here. That's the CM Williams BizFix. There you go. Finds market bottoms. Didn't even give us an indicator, but it did on this one, right? It correlated it here, and it correlated it here. It said, this is a bottom for sure, absolutely, and it said this is a bottom for sure, and then the market absolutely correlated this one. Didn't bother to give us a signal on this one. Just went right ahead on without us, right? Which is incredible. That's fine. That's what happens sometimes. We don't get the signal, But look, could you have bought here? Yeah, you bet. You could have been profitable here. But let's say that you were a bag holder to here. Was here a perfect time to double up because we did not meet the trend line and we did not hit your profit target? Yeah, totally. It's a great time to double up. Okay? Fantastic time to double up. You see this green spike right on this line? I didn't put this line over here. I put this line over here. You see this great big spike on this line right here, followed by a fast motion up. You know this is a valid bottom. So when we come back down to here and we're just chasing this trend line down, man, we are trying to beat the clock on this one. As soon as time runs out, sure enough, we're in profits again. Okay, so where can this go? Well, let's find out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a what the hell am I looking for? The trend-based Fibonacci extension. That's the one. I'm going to take it from this low down here. I'm going to take it up to this high right here. I'm going to drag it down to this low right here, and I'm going to bring it on over. Okay. Well, let's assume that we were to make this motion again in the market, this leg of the motion right here. Where would that take us to? This would be 100% of that motion starting from this bottom line right here. This motion right here, upward right here, is identical to this motion right here, coming down and up, and then that same motion coming down, going down, all the way up. Okay, and sorry, I'm just going to close my Discord here. Discord quit. Okay. Fantastic. I couldn't be more excited about this. I think this is an incredible opportunity, an incredible token, an incredible business. I think the fundamentals of this are incredibly strong, and I absolutely believe fundamentally in everything about this coin. I love it. I can't get enough of it. Everything is fantastic about it. Let's see what Dash is doing. I kind of like Dash most days, some days anyway. Oh boy, did I call that one. Boy, did I call that one. I remember doing this chart for my clients, and I was just telling them, this is your first entry, this is your second entry, here's your third entry. Boy, did we profit off of that one. That was a major, that was, one of my clients did 38% on that one. He was stoked. It was incredible. It was incredible. Now, recognize that this took us the month of August to set up correctly. Okay? Is we bought here, and it basically took a crap on us, right? And so at that point, we were like, okay, come back up and please make us profitable. Never happened. Finally, we made our second entry here. Why? Because we came up against support. We got a double green. Okay. Then this happened. And what I was looking at is I was looking at volume, and I was going, oh my God, look at that volume. Look at this volume. This is a solid third entry. Volume tells us the market is not liking this price. It's saying, no, 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 no. Can buy it back up. Okay. Sure enough, we were so profitable on this one, because by the time we got down here, we were doing one position. I think this was 4 positions, and this was 10 positions, so we were in for a total of 15 positions. And man, it was incredible for us. We love that one. At this point, take your profits, look for a new opportunity. Where can this go from here? Let's take a look at the horizontal line, and we'll put it there. Yeah, basically, right? That's about where I think it can go, is just coming back and looking at the historical. Here it was resistance, here it was resistance, here it was resistance, here it was absolutely resistance. Okay, do I think it can be support right here? Yeah, I absolutely do. Do we see the volume ramping up on this? I'd say this is a pretty clear buy signal right here, right? Just on what we know so far. We could absolutely bring in more indicators, but if you were profitable up here, I see no reason to take a tenth of that profit. Take a tenth of that profit, not a tenth of that whole position, right? We were up for 15 positions. By this time, we're back at 0, potentially, okay? And we're looking to buy back one position. Why? Because what could happen is it could not bounce off of this line and then come back up and go to the moon. Where could it go? It could come down to here. And what would we do here? We'd buy 2 more positions, right? And the reason that we were doing, 1 position, 4 positions, 10 positions, is because that we had this massive indicator, this ramp up in volume, and look at this ramp in volume. Okay, this is a really, really strong indicator. This is telling me that it's okay to go in a little bit more if I know what I'm doing. How do I know what I'm doing? Well, where's the real entry point? Well, it's here. But we can see that we're never going to reach it when volume's doing this and we're here in the market. This is clearly, can we find it? Let's just go back. Can we find it? Oh God, it's right there, right? It's right there. Here it was resistance. Here it was support, support, support. Sort of broke through support, became resistance for a minute before it became support. Support, 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 support. Yeah, no problem. This is an easy trade. We got about 2 minutes left. If anybody wants to call out a chart for me to look at real quick. Anyone? XRP. Oh, XRP. I forgot XRP. XRP is actually on our trade sheet. BTC. Ethereum Classic. All right. Yeah, we had an entry here, and we had an entry here, and we were looking for another entry down here, and a third entry here. Didn't need it. We were profitable. We were profitable up here. If you were automating this, you got your profit right in this zone right here, right? Why? Because the market turned around right here, and your bot took your profits for you. This is an automation candidate big time. It was an automation candidate big time. At this point, we're looking for a nice solid bounce off of this, but look at what's happening to volume. No good. We need to wait for this to come back down again in order for this to become a clear buy signal again. Ripple is at this time a hold at this point. Take your profits up here. If you're still a bag holder down here, wait for down here to buy in again, or down here to buy in again. Okay. Let's see. ETC. I don't usually look at Ethereum Classic that much, but it's pretty clear what's happening. Let's not draw the line in the past. Let's not draw the line in the future. Let's draw the line in the past, right? I don't get to see what the price is. I'm not going to cheat. Here's the line right there. There's clearly a line right here. See these right here? Okay. And we'll find one more. There's one more. We get this one right here? Yeah, there's 3 tests of a top right there. Followed by support. And right there, kind of have some issues there. All right, good enough. Okay, here we go. Gorgeous. Love it to death. Look at this guy come down and down and down and down and down. Hopefully you were just waiting this all out. We see no, but let's say you didn't. Let's say you saw a double test right here. No problem, right? Buy 1 position, okay? Come back down here and we don't get nearly the same volume. I'd say this is not a valid bottom. But then we come here, this is a valid bottom, okay? So 1 position plus 1 position is 2 positions. Let's say it's 3 positions, okay? Then if we need to buy 3 more positions down here, that's easy to do. We're at 6 positions, okay? Are we set up for profit? Absolutely. Can we let go of a position right here? You bet we can, right? If we started out, the only reason, okay, so the only way we can let go of a position here is if we buy 6 more positions down here, because we were at 3 and we need to buy 6 more in order to bring us down for a grand total of 9. Can we get rid of 1 position here? Yeah, because our profitability zone is right in this right here and everything above, because we tripled down on this massive volume spike. Look at that volume spike, right? The market absolutely rejects this price, does not like it, won't have it, no good, okay? And so, can we let go of a position here? Yeah. Can we buy it back? Well, interestingly, we're having trouble getting any lower, right? Volume is spiking again and denying but denying a lower price for us. Okay, could this be a valid buy signal? Absolutely, but I'd wait to see another test of this support line, and I'd wait to see an increase in volume. I'd wait to see a higher high on the volume. This is what I'm looking for, right? Is I'm looking for that right there, and I'm looking for volume to come up at the resistance line, or at the support line rather, and give us a higher high on the volume. And that would be a really beautiful buy signal based upon nothing but support, resistance, and trend lines and volume. And that's it for this evening. I hope that you have enjoyed this. I'm going to put BTC down for a short, and ETC remains a valid open. Dash is absolutely setting up for a buy. We've got a couple of great ones setting up for a buy. And I hope that you take these techniques and you apply them to your own charts and you learn how to, do this analysis on your own. Because this really is not about me doing it for you. This is really about you learning how to do it for yourself. Don't give a man a fish. You teach him to fish. Thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to seeing you in the Discord chat. Bye, everyone.